Welcome back to Views with Hughes, Culture and News. This is Jerome Hughes. Now, let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, today we're actually going to be zeroing in on a blockbuster story from WDW Pro about Disney and USAID. Big thanks to WDW Pro for breaking this down for us. Bob Iger's Disney seems to have been entangling itself with government funding in ways that might make you question what's going on behind the scenes itself. So, according to WDW Pro's investigation over at thatparkplace.com, Disney's under Bob Iger's leadership has been tapping into USAID funds. Now, WDW Pro's report reveals that the Walt Disney Company, under the stewardship of Bob Iger, received up to $6 million from USAID for a project with National Geographic. But here's the kicker. It was for a show called Team Sayari. It's not just any show. It's a venture where WDW Pro suggests Disney, led by Bob Iger, might be crossing lines between entertainment and government-funded content. Now, you might wonder, what's USAID got to do with Disney and Bob Iger? Well, thanks to WDW Pro, we're about to find out about it. You see, this money was approved in 2021, right after Biden took office, and WDW Pro has been questioning the transparency of this deal under Bob Iger's watch. Now, it involved a partnership not just with Disney, but also the U.S. Department of State, National Geographic, as well as Wildlife Direct. Now, WDW Pro also points out that while Team Sayari aims to inspire young environmental stewards in Africa, the financial details, as highlighted by WDW Pro, are rather murky when it comes to Bob Iger's Disney. Now, WDW Pro has been on this case asking how was this money spent under Bob Iger's Disney? How much of it was truly from taxpayer pockets versus Disney's own coffers? You see, WDW Pro's findings indicate a lack of clarity, which is concerning when we look at Bob Iger's Disney through this lens. And let's not forget, WDW Pro notes that this show isn't exactly making waves online, raising questions about the effectiveness and visibility of projects Bob Iger's Disney takes on with government cash. You see, this isn't just about Disney or Bob Iger. It's actually about accountability, as WDW Pro has been hammering home. You see, we're seeing patterns where WDW Pro has also uncovered other instances where Bob Iger's Disney might be benefiting from similar arrangements. But what's particularly galling here, according to WDW Pro, is that this all happened under the guise of environmental education with Bob Iger at the helm. Now, think back to when we were kids. You know, shows like Captain Planet didn't even need government money and stuff to teach us about, the environment itself. Now, we're also in a world where, as WDW Pro explains, entertainment and propaganda seem to be merging under Bob Iger's Disney itself. And we're not so surprised by that. We saw all the woke elements on the different content. So what can we do? First, keep an eye on these stories. Support, journalists like WDW Pro who dig into these particular issues, especially when it comes to Bob Iger's Disney. Second, let's also demand accountability from our representatives regarding Bob Iger's dealings. We can write letters, make calls, say, we're watching these findings, thanks to WDW Pro, on Bob Iger's Disney. And we also need to choose where we spend our entertainment dollar wisely, maybe possibly steering clear of Bob Iger's Disney if we're not fans of this direction. But this whole thing also has me wondering, is all of this actually going towards that one thing, or was there possibly even more money that might have been funded to Disney? I mean, I don't know, honestly. But the fact of the matter remains is that, why are they getting money from, the government itself when it comes to this? I mean, what happened to transparency? What happened to accountability? It seems to me that Bob Iger actually lacks a lot of accountability. Matter of fact, he does lack accountability. You see, Iger in the Q1 earnings call yesterday, he didn't own up to, the flops and stuff that he put forth out there and everything from Disney through Marvel, as well as even Lucasfilm. He didn't own up to that. He boasted about, the things before, but didn't say, which ones were successful, which ones were flops, how much they made money from. And basically just simply doubling down and stuff on, the AI-based answers and stuff. But it seems to me that, Iger and this company is just getting themselves, like, basically digging themselves a deeper grave and everything. And that's not the only issue at hand itself. You see, with all of this happening, this whole situation with Disney, Bob Iger, and USAID is just another symptom of a larger issue, as WDW Pro has been highlighting. Now, it's about keeping the integrity of our entertainment intact and making sure that Bob Iger's Disney doesn't further blur the lines with government agendas. Now, thanks for sticking with me through this, okay? But another thing to go ahead and consider is just focusing more on, what WDW Pro and others uncover about, Bob Iger's Disney, okay? But the fact of the matter also remains is that how WDW Pro exposes these financial relationships is not just about the numbers, it's about the principle itself. It's about actually understanding exactly how our entertainment, the narratives that shape our cultural identity, might be influenced by government money. Now, Bob Iger's Disney, with its vast influence, has the power to mold the public opinion, especially when it comes to critical issues like environmentalism or social justice, or in other words, woke ideology. Now, the concern isn't just, whether Bob Iger's Disney is using these funds ethically, but whether this sets a precedent for other media companies. But if WDW Pro's expose leads to nothing, what's to stop other CEOs from seeking similar arrangements? Now, this could lead to a homogenization of, as they call it, of content where stories are told not for art's sake, but to align with woke political or governmental agendas, okay? And that right there is oddly suspicious. But when Bob Iger's Disney embarks on projects like Team Sayari, funded by USAID, are we losing the essence of storytelling? Are we moving towards a world where the tales we tell our children are more about, meeting certain objectives set by government agencies than about imagination and wonder? You see, WDW Pro's work prompts us to consider these questions critically. And what about also the impact on the public? Now, when WDW Pro uncovers these stories, it should ignite a broader conversation about transparency in corporate dealings. Now, we, the audience, have a right to know where our entertainment comes from, especially when it's particularly funded by our tax dollars. Now, this isn't just about, Bob Iger or Disney. It's about all of us. It's about making sure that, the magic of Disney, which has been a part of so many childhoods, has been falling off lately, remains untainted by political agendas. But unfortunately, we haven't seen that yet. But the role of Iger in this narrative can't be understated. You see, his decisions steer the ship that is Disney, and with him at the helm, these partnerships could redefine Disney's legacy. Now, will he be remembered for expanding Disney's reach through government partnerships, or will there be a big pushback towards a more independent, creative Disney? Now, WDW Pro's investigative work gives us the tools to actually think on these questions and also to basically demand answers right there. Now, the story from WDW Pro is more than just a financial expose. It's a call to action for all of us. It's a reminder to scrutinize how our cultural behemoths operate, especially when they intertwine, if you will, with government entities. Now, it's about protecting the purity of storytelling and making sure that companies like Bob Iger's Disney remain accountable to the public, not just to shareholders or even political patrons, okay? So yeah, What do you think about all of this? Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Also, be sure to include any additional details or thoughts you might have on this particular topic. If you enjoy what was shared in this video, go ahead and smash the like button, share the video far wide across social media. And if you haven't done so already, you enjoyed all the content that I put out there, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, click bell notifications so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. Till then, peace.